welcome back to Only Murders on TV, the podcast where we talk about all things crime related, whether it's a crime drama, a detective program from the UK and beyond. So, like America, Only Murders in the Building, and many other crime-based programs. So, true crime documentaries don't count. This is fictional crime dramas, crime thrillers, crime detective shows. The show where at least one character has to solve a case is what is classed on this podcast. Now, you might be wondering, Tom, what's going on? Why are we on a new YouTube channel? Well, if I've not already mentioned it, we're on another YouTube channel called Only Murders on TV, which is the YouTube channel for the podcast because this year, 2025, I'm hoping to do some extras. And what I mean by that is that we might have like a mini-series about Agatha Christie, or we might have a mini-series of everyone I've interviewed that appeared on crime dramas and mentioned the crime dramas. I might have some extras, but I didn't want to put that on the third channel, The Weird Side, because that was pretty much going to be blocked up with everything. So I wanted it to have its own separate channel so that we could explore spin-offs and extras and other things for this podcast, Only Murders on TV. Other ways to watch / digest this podcast before we move on to talk about the program we're talking about today. Spotify now has a feature where you can view it, so you're probably watching the video version through Spotify. It's available on other podcasting platforms as audio, unless they've got video versions that accept it and are probably in video. You can watch it here on YouTube on the Only Murders on TV YouTube channel. You can also watch it as part of the Only Murders on TV playlist. There is a podcast playlist over on the third channel, The Weird Side, because this is where the podcast used to be. Since creating this channel, we've only done 2. This is the second original Only Murders on TV YouTube channel based episode of the podcast. But without further ado, let's talk about our brand new crime drama. This is our first crime drama of 2025, which isn't based on a true story. Technically, you can't count them as crime, but it depends on how fictional it goes. Today, as of right now, which is the 9th of January 2025 at 10:59 a.m, I have just finished watching Patience, which aired last night, the Wednesday the 8th of January at 9 p.m, and all episodes were added onto the Channel 4 app that used to be called All 4, and before that was called 4OD, and now it's called Channel 4. Added during the broadcast, which is really odd. This is the thing that I'm going to talk about more on my third channel, The Weird Side, but this is the weirdest thing about this, is that whilst I was watching the adverts for Patience, I could be starting watching episode 2 of Patience, even though I haven't finished episode 1 of Patience, and episode 1 and 2 are a 2-parter. The rest of them are all singular, so I could have just watched any other episode. And it's weird. Why would a streaming service, or a catch-up service, as I'm going to call it, add the episodes midway through the broadcast of the first one? Don't know, because they weren't going to add it in the day. I was hoping it was going to be a weekly affair, where I had to watch it twice a week, because it's on again tonight, Thursday, the 9th of January. At 9 p.m, episode 2 is out. This video on YouTube or on Spotify, or wherever you're watching this video, is going to contain spoilers. And this podcast episode is also going to contain spoilers, so just do the same thing, but I just need to make sure I involve the audio listeners. Hello, audio listeners. I've just waved my hand there. Yes. So, let's get into Patience. It's a crime drama from the UK with a twist. The twist is as follows. First of all, a crime is committed, the detectives are on the case, but the person that they utilise, because they're working the file department in a, I think it's in a criminal case based building. I can't remember the name of it, because he mentioned it at the beginning, but then in the last episode they called it something way different to what they called it in the first, and I'm not even sure what it is. But if anyone can inform me on that, do let me know. So, in our opening, you don't see Patience for a while because Patience isn't the detective. This is what makes this unique. So Patience is an outsider, but father used to be a police officer. Godfather used to work in police, but she works in an adjacent to the police, so she interacts with police all the time, like DCI, and all the detectives and whatnot. She deals with them, but not in a day-to-day sense, or so you think. But because she delivers the wrong file to our main detective, that means detective, she's called B. Her name is Beatrice is a full name. And she's a DCI. That's another key point I should mention. She gets the wrong file, goes, this isn't my file. And from that moment onwards, you get the premise of Patience. Patience then latches herself within it. She becomes really useful, and then she joins the police force. Not as a detective, still in her role, but more in a sense of she helps solve the crime. So every episode and every moment of that episode onwards, she's there helping solving crimes. The other piece of difference that she has this is what's different to most crime dramas, because she's also autistic, which is different to I can't think of another crime drama that involves that as well. Overall, I thought it was heartwarming, even though it's a crime drama. The patience, the element of patience is heartwarming, and the whole show is brilliant. I'm gutted, and it's only because it's only just aired last night, and it could just take a while. I am gutted that no one's uploaded the theme tune / title sequence to the show, because I would love to have that on a loop. Because if you don't know this about me, I love TV theme tunes, and I have a compilation on my computer that's on my Stream Deck thing, which I use to make editing faster. But it's a button I press and it plays theme tune collections that I've generated, and I'm currently working on the next batch of theme tunes. I'm on 59, and I wait till I get to 100, 150 before I add them on, so that I can then go back through the old one and fix them, because there's a few errors in it. So then I fix it, and it's like 9 hours, 8 hours, however long. So what I really think here is that this show has, and it does this thing, and a lot of TV and film does this, it's a technique where the music you hear isn't scored music, it's music that the character is listening to, but we're listening to it. So I can't remember if it's dynamic or non-diegetic sound. Can't remember which one, but it's one of the two. It's either non-diegetic or diegetic sound. It's one of the two. So if anyone remembers, please let me know. And so the music at the beginning, which is orchestral, which is violinish, it's Sherlock Holmes-esque is the word I'm looking for. We get the feeling that this is going to be a Sherlock Holmes-esque show, as in it's going to be solved in a similar fashion to, she'll get it at the last minute, she'll see it, be able to picture it. It'd be a Beyond Paradise situation, but a lot more clever, a lot more glamorous. And so you get through, you go through the thing, and she's wearing these headphones, and then, bang, the audio isn't ours, it's hers. She's hearing the audio, because that's what she's trying to play, and that is incredible, because normally it's like this. I'm singing a song, la-dee-dee, la-da-ba-ba-ba. It's this like rap song or whatever, and then it cuts to them dancing, listening to it, but she's there walking, going to a bus stop, listening to it. No issue. And I think that's perfect. I am going to say, and I'm going to say this many times over, this show is out of its world. I can't decide whether I love this show, or love this show. If it doesn't get a second series, someone's not right in Channel 4, or up there in the higher ranks. The commissioners need to commission it for a second series right now. Sometimes you commission one show and they watch it through and go, this is incredible, and then commission 2 series on the back of the first series, even before the first series is aired. But this time it hasn't happened. So hopefully we get confirmation in 3 or 4 weeks' time that it's being commissioned for a new series for 2026, and they start filming in the spring of 2025. Hope. The crimes, let's talk about the crimes. So, we are a family-friendly, crime-based podcast, which is a weird sentence to say, but I don't mention the horrific crimes that occur in the shows. I talk about the aspects around them and the characters, and less about the crime. Unless it's like someone missing, that's fine. That's not grim, cruel, or anything. That is family friendly enough for it not being horrific. Even though it's scary and no one wants anyone going missing, it's just not detail. It's not some detail that's like really gruesome. It's just missing, like the program Missing. Anyway, so the crimes are all of different levels. So sometimes the crime, like in the first 2 episodes, it's several crimes that link together because they're all similar. And then you have in episode 3, episode 4, episode 5, and episode 6, you have crimes that are less like connected and more crime of the day, more of a someone's been killed or whatever. It's just a crime of the day situation. And that's what's really interesting, that even though each episode, apart from episode 1 and 2, ignore that, they have a brand new crime each episode. It's like Ludwig. Ludwig is a David Mitchell comedy crime drama, where he's trying to find out where his brother is, pretending to be his brother. So that is the overarching story, and then each episode is a singular crime. Here, in Patience, we have a similar thing, where even though it's like Doctor, it's like a soap, you have your story of the day, but then you have your overarching stories that continue. So with Patience, you have the character, and all the characters going through on a journey. Patience, Mark Benton, who is incredible in this, might I add. Cast is incredible, might I add. That's the thing I should be adding. The whole cast is incredible. And you have, let's say, I don't know, Patience was invited to Bee's birthday at the pub. She doesn't drink coffee, so she'll have a glass of water. She got asked out by one of the other people that work in, he's a forensic person. So those 2 events happen. She goes to it, gives a present. He then laughs at the present, the other detective. So you think that's not going to be reoccurring. The next episode, very next episode, you get an updated story on what's happened. Has he apologised? That detective apologised. And then you have her going on this said date. So you sort of get the new story element in, the new character, the new element, but at the same time you get the overarching story of the cast, and you get a lot of it. I think my favourite episode, I can't really say, due to the fact that this is a very rare thing. It happened with the Nightcaller, which I loved every bit about it. There was certain elements that didn't really ring true, but there wasn't an episode I could say like. So this is not a rare occurrence when I'm reviewing TV on the third channel, The Weird Side, on Tom's TV Show Reviews, which is where they would have lived before this podcast got created, because it was a spy by Only Murdered in the Building. Is I love every single episode. There is not one episode that I can say I hated. I liked it all. I think it deserves, if we're going down that route, which I would never do, but it deserves a 10 out of 10. Next year, 2026 will be the year this will win BAFTAs. Because BAFTA, the way BAFTA works is that BAFTA review and nominate programs from the previous year. So I think BAFTA will win. They'll win a couple of BAFTAs next year because if they were in the BAFTAs this year, they won't. Mr. Bates versus the Post Office will, of course, sweep the television BAFTAs this year. But next year, Patience will win a couple of BAFTAs. The other thing I think it'll win, because it does count due to the way it works, is it could win a couple of NTAs this year. I hope it does. The drama element of it, not just the crime, works really well, and you sort of see it. I don't think you see the show through Patience's eyes, but you understand what Patience is going through. It's more focused on Patience, hence the name of the program, Patience. But you get more of a feeling that you're on Patience's side. You know what Patience is going through, because when Patience is in a scene, you're getting her angle. The show's not from her angle, but you get her perspective of that situation when she's in the room. When she's not in the room, it's like your normal crime drama. It's like your Suspect on Channel 5, Channel 4, and ITV. So it's like those Suspects programs, which are all crime dramas called Suspect. Don't ask me why. It just is. They've all got different high-profile celebrities and like really well-known actors. Faye Ripley's in the Channel 5 version, for example. Oh, and James Nesbitt's in the Channel 4 version, for example. So you get it from Patience Ang when she's in the room, and I think that the show in itself doesn't shy away from being unique. Doesn't shy away from doing the things that other crime dramas of the same ilk wouldn't do. And that's what I love about it. I love crime dramas. I think the crime dramas that have differences to them make them more popular than you would think. So, for example, The Bridge, the original Swedish/Danish Bridge, you wouldn't normally get a crime drama which is two different cultures, two different languages, trying to solve the same crime. You wouldn't get that. So that's unique. And Patience, you wouldn't get a data analyst, someone that files all the criminal files to join the police force, and you wouldn't get an autistic person in that role openly about it and being the main character about it. And I think that it sort of adds to the element of all this. You wouldn't get it normally, but I think now is the right time for it. And the actress and the actor that plays it, Patience, was also in another programme, not with a similar concept, but with the same sort of, the character being autistic, is a kind of spark. So this is her second time in a longish role where she's in more than one episode, because she was in one episode of Heartstopper and one episode of Malpractice. So being in all 6 episodes of Patience and a good 3 episodes of the second series of Kind of Spark, it shows that she's going to have a bright future ahead of her, right? She's not going anywhere. She was on Sunday Brunch. She's amazing personally, so she'll be on these programs promoting them. She's amazing as an actor. I think there's a bright future. Do I think there should be a second series of Patience? Boy, yes I do. Please, I want more Patience. I want a second series. Because all of it's amazing. The drama's amazing. The crimes are what you expect from a normal crime drama. But I just think the way it's been sold is more unique. Like, they come to the conclusion it's one thing, but then Patience is like, no. It's this other thing. It's this, because I know it's this, but there's a probability. So, one person had died of drowning, but really, it wasn't, died of drowning, because that's a symptom. You can die of drowning without being near water, I think. I don't know too much on that front, so don't quote on that one. So it's like she knows, but then the elements of questioning and that helping solving the crime. So my favourite elements of the show is when they go to the what they call them, the common. They go to the bit where they do the autopsies, where they have to examine the body to work out what the cause of death was. And the main woman that solves that knows a lot. Obviously, she works in this field, so she was bound to know a lot. But what makes it really interesting is that Patience knows the name of these chemicals. Says, have you tried for that chemical? Have you tried for this chemical? Have you tried for that drug? Have you tried for that drug? And that sort of thing that they don't think of before. But then once she mentioned it, they think of it, then they solve the crime. So I think she's really good at solving crimes. So overall, I love Patience. I think it's hilarious. Hilarious in the sense of some of the aspects of the way the show's developed is funny. So I thought it was really funny that they anticipated the element of the orchestra being in the head of Clyde. I could see that coming from a mile away. I'm like, that would be incredible, and I thought it was hilarious. No one else probably will do. That's just me. I just thought that was hilarious. I think it's suspectful. I think you're happy that the crime is solved by the end of the episode. I think you're rooting for Patience to do the best of her ability at her job. And I think that's why what makes Patience such a unique and incredible thing. I can't wait to find out what extras are on the Patience DVD if it gets released on DVD. I hope it does. There's a documentary behind the scenes of how Patience was filmed. Thank you guys for watching. This has been an amazing episode of Only Murders on TV. As you know, there should be more episodes talking about archived crime dramas as well as brand new crime dramas. But until next time, bye bye!